Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Taz, and you are listening to or watching uh, the Tazz Perspective Podcast. It's been a minute since I have been able to be live with you guys just because of things happening, but I'm excited that we are back. Of course, we're doing this thing solo dolo, so I want to make sure that everything sounds the right way. Yes, it does. I'm loving all of it. Do me a favor. I want to talk to you. So wherever you are hearing this, if you want to comment on anything that we are talking about, do me a favor and do so. I read all comments, and yeah, I do communicate with the viewers. Whether you are watching on um, Facebook, you're watching on Instagram, you're watching on TikTok, you're watching on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching today's show. This is my welcome back show. It's been a minute since I've been able to do this. Just due to, just making sure things looked a certain way and lined up with the way that I wanted to be presented in this. And I'm here. I'm glad that I have everything together, quote unquote. um, so yeah, do me a favor also, if you're watching this and you want to comment on something that we are talking about, you can comment in the video and we will see your comments and be sure to read them. But also, if you that person that you want to come on live and discuss it, we'll talk about it live also. Um, So a lot of things to talk about. I may not necessarily get to everything tonight. This is just my introduction show because I'm just happy to be able to be back discussing whatever we discuss and talking to you guys. Uh, it's been a long time since we done this. So I just wanted to get back into the spill of things. um, with the business, that you guys know, update you all on things, the growth that God has allowed us to have, and new visibility that is coming to us real soon. That I'm just believing God for. Of course, I always be sure to let you all know that um, when it comes down to life in general, I don't necessarily hide a lot, which is why I have this new um the show that I'm writing that I've, been talking about lately, in regards to things that I've gone through in my life. We are currently working on a film that I am writing regarding my life with uh, the abuse that I suffered or dealt with growing up in my younger age when I lived in Louisiana. Um, I had to get to a certain point to where now I'm able to talk about it because I had so many people tell me before, you need to think about what you're doing, think about what you're saying because you can have ramifications and all this other stuff. And I just decided that I'm good either way. This story comes along. I used to live in Louisiana and I was a musician at a church for about 10, 15 years. Hey, Alexa, how are you? And through me being in that ministry, I was sent on the road by those pastors to travel with the preacher. You know what? Let's just go. I was a member of a church under the direction of the Henrys, and while I was at that church, they would send me out around with the preacher out in New York named Brigham, Howard Brigham to be exact. And while I was out, it didn't necessarily start out like this, but eventually it turned into a lot of sexual sexual things started to happen. And I mentioned it to the pastors at the time, and of course, they didn't believe it because, this was the pastor that can come to your church and raise an offering. And whenever you're a church that's not really used to a big offering, having somebody come raise money for you or pack out a church or whatever was the thing to do. So I'm glad that you're doing well, Alexa. Um Evelyn Tillman, thank you for tuning into the broadcast. But yeah, so in that time, um, I had to deal with a lot of things after I told them what had happened, and there was no change in their relationship with him or in their relationship with me. It actually got to the point to where whenever I left the church, he they sent him to my new home with their son. Like, and this was the gutsy part. Like, they sent them to my house and asked me to play for a revival that he was preaching. And I'm thinking to myself, do y'all not remember what we just talked about like 2 days ago in regarding to why I didn't want to be around him anymore? But they really they didn't, you know, they just didn't care. I'm definitely freeing Evelyn. We are in the midst right now. We are writing a full film. This is going to be my debut film. I was like, what should my debut film be about? And I was like, write about something that you know. And even if in doing that, I still didn't know what it was going to be about. I was thinking about a lot of things. But this past February, and if you all have watched any of my videos that I've been posting on TikTok or that I've been posting on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, I told you guys how February this year, a lot of things in my life changed because I was in a not a revival, but um I was in the ministry doing some work, and um, he popped up in the ministry, and he was there as a not as a guest, but just somebody that was just there to partake in everything that was going on. And he looked at me the whole entire time after he realized who I was. And after that breakdown or the anxiety attack that I had that night, it was like, okay, it's time for you to get this off your chest. It's time for you to get this out because if you don't, it's gonna probably kill you. And you too young to die. So oh my godparents are innocent. No, your godparents are not innocent at all. I hate to tell you that they are not innocent. They knew everything. They didn't do anything to, help the situation. As a matter of fact, they sent him to my home, and um, I'm not the only person that he's done this to in the ministry. And after actually talking about it, I realized, and I got inboxes that even outside of my box of people that I knew, the lady was like, he did the same thing, and I hadn't even mentioned any names. I just mentioned city and state of where he was from or whatever, and he had been doing it before. And to know that they were told about things, and that they still today still associate with him, let me know that regardless to what I would have said in the first place, they wasn't going to believe me, and they were going to continue to do whatever they do with him, regardless to what he's doing to young people. Um, Pretty much wherever he go, from the looks of it. But that's for another day. But we are writing the film for that right now, and we're gonna have. Well, they probably didn't want to believe. That's their innocent. You can love them all you want to. They're not innocent at all. They are actually a part of the situation. Ain't nothing innocent about any of them. Um, So yeah, I mean, you can have your thoughts about that, but my thought is no, they're not innocent. Anyway, more coming up on that film that we are doing. Um, it's a progression because it's a lot to write about. Um, and I want to make sure that I get everything um lined up the right way. The filming process, the writing process, the actors, the whole 9 yards. I want to make sure that I present my first film to be the best that it can be. So I'm excited that I'm able to do that. And let me say off the top, I should have said this earlier. My disclaimer is going to be, look, it is what it is. This is my story to tell. These are my thoughts about the people who were in my life that mistreated me for a long time. So it doesn't matter what other people's opinion is about them. This is my truth. This is what I went through. So because this is what I went through, this is the story that I tell. For those who don't probably like it, I really can't help you with that because I suffered quietly for a long time and I looked from a distance for a long time. Now I'm freeing myself. And I think that this is going to be good because it's going to allow other people who have either gone through this or going through this currently to know that they have a voice in the matter and that they can actually be free from it. They could actually talk about it. They could actually go to somebody and be like, this is what I've experienced. This is what I've gone through. So I'm excited that excited and confident that this is going to help a lot of young people, whether it be from that same person or whether it be just whatever field of life that they're in where something has happened to them that have affected them. This is going to be really, really good for a lot of people. I know since I've been talking about it, I've been getting a lot of inboxes from people telling me that they've gone through this and how it has help them to hear that somebody else uh, is actually strong enough to talk about it. So I have no regrets uh, in doing this because again, I don't want to be the person who know that somebody is going through something and I could have said something to help, but because I was worried about people, I didn't do something, and that person done something to themselves. What Troy you was on? Girl, please don't. Let's just not go there. But if you really want to go there, I really can. Um, I'm not gonna go there with you because no, it's not worth it. I don't care if I was feminine. I don't care if I had a softer side to me. Whenever you are touched, and see, this is the problem. This is the problem. I'm glad you're saying everything that you're saying because this is the problem. I don't care how feminine or how soft the person is. It does not give anyone the right to touch you sexually. Uh, I've known you and your mom and your brothers, but I digress. Yeah, yeah. Please get off like real fast. I don't care. Uh, but with what she said, I was always yes. I've always been a soft guy. I've never been a hood nigga, whatever. I've never been that, and I'll never be that because that's not my makeup. Sure enough, I was raised by women for 40 some years up until the time my mom passed. I've never been the person that had a lot of positive male role models in my life. So I had to, I dealt with uh, what was presented to me, and there's absolutely no regret. I love Martha Gilmore for everything she taught me. Martha Gilmore would get out and play football with the guys and all this other stuff, but it just wasn't my thing. So I I don't regret the fact that I grew up and I was soft. You can call it feminine or whatever. I don't care. I'm glad that that was a part of who I am. And for those who would want to use something like that to try to make a point, I think it's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard that so many times over the years. That's kind of what made me push back from even wanting to talk about stuff like this, because the first thing that people would say is, "You've always been softer. Now you're a part of the LGBTQ community or whatever." So no, that has nothing to do with the fact that when I was younger, whenever I wasn't even thinking about being a part of the community or whatever, I was touched over and over again. And when I told people, no one believed me. See, this video wasn't even supposed to be about all that, but I'm glad that Evelyn said what she said, because I get the opportunity to really, dig deep. A lot of people that go through stuff like this, they decide not to say anything because of people like Evelyn, because of comments like that. Because it's like, regardless to what they say, they feel like they're going to be judged because of them, because of the way they are, because of the way they grew up. So they shut up. And I'm not that guy. I'm sorry. You've probably had me there for a couple years. But as I grew older and as I got smarter and I learned me more, that quiet person that gone, he out the door. I'm the person that's going to talk and tell my truth and hope that I can help somebody else in the midst of everything. Again, I don't want to be the individual that sees somebody else go through and do something to themselves because nobody else cared. That's not my story no more. That's not my thing. Probably should have never been, and I probably should have done this a long time ago, which would have given me the ability to help people a long time ago. But hey, we here now, so that's what it is. So I'm excited that I'm able to talk about this now. I'm pretty sure I know what you're doing now, Evelyn, but it's all good. I still love you with the love of God, with everything in me, like for real, real. However, moving right along, Spotlight Media Group, the Spotlight Podcast Network, I'm excited about everything that is going on in the life of the podcast network. Um, God has given me the ability to do a lot with a lot of different shows, ranging from Walking Through the Word with Bishop Sherman Allen, which is my bishop here in the DFW area. Um Christ Cathedral Church, Fort Worth. You can find them on social media, YouTube, and follow them. But in the midst of all of the shows that I am able to produce, I have a sports therapy podcast with Willie Beeman, with your boy T, which is Montez Tunes, and JJ. I have coming out swinging with Coach Lynette Fully Love. Congratulations on that wedding. I'm still congratulating you like you just got married yesterday. I have Unfiltered Faith podcast with my sister, the one and only Latai. I am excited to have her. She's really making waves. She's kind of responsible for my boldness, because she's real transparent in her podcast. And coming back real soon, I will have Rosalind Phoenix, Inside Out Healing podcast is on the way back. And I have In the Spotlight with Lady T podcast that I'm able to produce. I'm just excited because this is the thing that I love to do. This is what I have been, um, has been a passion of mine for a very long time. And I'm able to do it now at a point to where it actually looks like I want it to look. It sounds the way I want it to sound. It's like it's everything I want it to be. So I am excited and I'm thankful that individuals are actually trusting me with their vision, with their babies to help them reach the world with their message. It's just a wonderful thing to know that people trust you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get over what Evelyn said that it kind of just got me in a situation. But however, also, so there's so much more going on. Like we are since I haven't been doing shows, there's so much that I've wanted to talk about, but I haven't been able to talk about again just because I wasn't able to. I'm not going to ever get before you guys and not look the way I wanted to look or not sound the way I wanted to sound. I would much rather just get everything right and bring you guys what I consider to be my best work. Like this, I'm loving the lighting, I'm loving everything. Um, I would say, and again, I tell you guys at the top of the show, this is not like an actual full show. This is just me letting you guys know that the Tazz Perspective Podcast is back, and we're going to be doing these practically every day. So I want to know what time that you watch this. I know, even if it's on a replay, what time did you watch this on the replay? I want to know so that I can kind of get a good feel for where the audience is, where the audience actually comes from. Also, let me say this Sunday, if you are in the DFW area, I need you guys to meet me at Christ Cathedral Church for their uh, 43rd, I want to say, anniversary. And when I tell you it's going to be ridiculous, I'm excited. Yes, the 23rd anniversary. Let me get some more information for you guys. If you know me, you know me. Let's go. Nickelodeon. Okay, let's go. This Sunday at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 7 o'clock. Lord, I'll still be getting out of bed at 7 o'clock. This Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m. and I want to say 7 p.m. Meet me at 3201 Puritan Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas. Again, at the Christ Cathedral Church of Fort Worth as they celebrate their 43rd year anniversary in ministry. The Bishop Sherman C.G. Allen, co-pastor Tanya Allen, and the family, we would love to have you as a guest. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of seats for you. I am encouraged and I am excited because uh, I kind of have an ideal of where we are going with this whole entire the brand for Spotlight Media Group. Um, the platforms that I'm looking at, by faith, I submitted one of my well, the intro podcast, which is the first podcast that we've ever done that has the largest audience. We submitted that podcast to a very large platform because they were looking for new inspirational shows. So why not? You feel me? So hopefully and prayerfully, if it be God's will that we are able to get on that platform, we'll definitely let you guys know. We'll update you on that. Of course, on this particular podcast, the Tazz Perspective Podcast, we will be talking about everything from, and again, Taz perspective. This is my thoughts, my opinions, how I see things. Unless I have somebody in talking with me, then we'll share together. But again, these are my thoughts and my opinions on things. We'll be talking about the music industry. Of course, you can't be alive and not have something to say or an ideal about um, the current government that we have with all the wars and the attacks that our president is making on people, whether it be domestic or far away or whatever. We'll talk about different things. And I just want to share with you guys and have you all share with me also because Um, I just love to talk to people, and there's so much to do. There's so much to discuss. Um, we are on all podcast platforms, of course. We are on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on iHeart, and we are on YouTube under all things spotlight. So do me a favor, even wherever you're watching this right now, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, do me a favor and just follow us on those pages also, so that you'll be kept up to date every time we go live. I am also going to be doing a lot with all the other shows that I produce. We'll have them on to talk about what they have going on in their lives also, and in the lives of those shows, that is. An update people have been asking or looking, wanting to know how everything is going with the Bell's palsy and all that healing and stuff. Look, I'm at a point now that whatever happens with me and this recovery, it just happens. But I can't let it stop me from doing what I love to do, which is TV, film producing, podcasting, whatever, because, there's no definite time of when this is going to be done, when it's going to be over. So since there's no definite time, I just take whatever God does for me now and just roll with the punches. Whenever I first got out of the hospital, and if I would have tried to come on then and do a show, you wouldn't have understood the thing I said, because the left side of my face was gone. But through prayer and through doing what the doctors say, I'm at a point to where I am now, and I'm thankful that I'm able to talk more now, and I'm not ashamed of what it looked like. For the longest, I didn't want to get on camera, and I've explained this before. I didn't want to be on camera because people knew what I looked like and what I sounded like before Bell's palsy. They knew. So with me seeing what I saw or hearing what I heard, I was like, I don't want to do it because it's not a true representation of who I am. But then I thought about it, and I was talking to my bishop, and he was like, "This is your story. This is your story. Use your story to, inspire people, because yes, people know where you were whenever you were down. They know what you looked like. They know what you sounded like before. They know what you sound like after." And I always tell people that maybe God has an audience of people that are looking at me where I am now, so that he can build that audience, so that whenever he does what he does, the fullness, then they'll be like, you know what? Where Taz is now, what Troy is now, has to be God, because we know that he don't have it himself to be in a situation where he is. And I've grown to just be cool with that. I've grown to understand that my vision is not God's vision. My ways are not his ways, neither are my thoughts his thoughts. And in understanding that, I'm cool with whatever God's plan is for my life. But while we're doing this, I have up on the screen, if you would like to support the show, you can support us on Cash App at I am Trevane, or Zelle at spotlightmedia.info@gmail.com. Any donations would be kindly appreciated. In the meantime, in between time, again, I just wanted to come on and have a little conversation. I may come back and do another one, because this is fun and I haven't done this in a long time. So I may come back again tonight and do another short show. But this show was just to let you guys know that the Tazz Perspective Podcast is back, and we're going to be doing this a lot. I'm gonna try every night, as long as I'm not working, or as long as I'm not out doing something for the business, to get you all back accommodated with what it is I'm doing. I don't even know if that's the right word, but you understand me, okay? You understand me. In the meantime, in between time, look, this is your boy Taz, and you are listening to or you are watching the Tazz Perspective Podcast. One more time, do me a favor, and you can subscribe to us on all social media platforms and on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and YouTube. Again, if you would like to support the podcast, support who we are and what we do, you can support us at Cash App, dollar sign, I am Trevane, and Zelle spotlightmedia.info at gmail.com. I appreciate you guys so much who are going to watch this in the future and comment, and those who are on tonight. And Evelyn, I still love you, baby girl. I promise I do. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.